Good morning. Good morning. Thank you guys for tuning in today. Have a special guest on her way. I'm just excited about everybody tuning in this morning. As I always tell y'all, this is live. Can't go back and change nothing.
Check out our website at www.wisevisionnet.net. Again, that's www.wisevisionnet.net. Insane Toys, LLC.
My mic good?
For all your automotive and motorcycle services and custom needs.
Listen to our commercials.
Custom paint, powder coating, performance upgrades, and more. 4412 North Point Boulevard, Sparrows Point, Maryland. Attention to detail is priority one at Insane Toys. Let us treat your toys the way we treat our own. For more info or to book an appointment, call Taz 410-671-1076 or 1-240-616-8200. Insane Toys, LLC. Automotive and motorcycle service and customization. Spread the word.
Spread the word.
The all-new WMEG Radio.
Hey. Hey. Every Saturday. Woo. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you guys for tuning in today. It's your girl, Nikki, Human Nature, Pros and Cons of Healthcare, every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. So thank you guys for tuning in with me this morning. On last week, I did have to, I wasn't here. I needed a break, guys. Sometimes it's hard. It is so hard getting up early in the morning and, Monday through Friday, Saturday, and my body was letting me know that I needed a break. So I took a break last Saturday. And this is what I mean when I express to you guys, or I tell you guys about sometimes you need to listen to your body and just have a me day. And that's what I did last Saturday. So I apologize for not being here, but I'm making up for it. I have a special guest joining me. She's on her way now. I'm excited about everything, that's going forth. I'm excited about the newness of our location, the station, and everything. So thank you guys for tuning in every Saturday. It's me, your girl, Nikki, Human Nature, the Pros and Cons of Healthcare. Actually, I think I'm about to change my title to just say like Human Nature something else, because I'm not only talking about the pros and cons of healthcare anymore. I've kind of revamped, and I'm talking about health and wellness all over, not just about in the healthcare, your mental health, your spiritual health, your physical health, everything. But I thank you guys for tuning in. How do you tune in to WMEG? Well, you can go on Apple Music, WMEG. you can go on the TuneIn app, WMEG. Also, our website, which is www.rocmeg1.com. So it's www.rockmeg1.com. And that's how you can tune in to us on the radio if you're not on my Facebook page. We're an internet-based radio station. You can take us wherever you want to. And look, I wore my Jamaica shirt. Even while I was in Jamaica, I could still tune in to WMEG to hear the various shows. As I tell you guys, this is not a podcast. This is live. So in the midst of it being live, anything and all things can happen, but you can take us with you because we are an internet-based radio station. So you can listen to us wherever, take us in the store, take us on trips, wherever you are, we are as well. What I wanted to say. Also, I want to just let you guys know that we do have the opportunity to do commercials. So if you have an event or you want to broadcast, I know a lot of people are doing like pop-up shops, things like that. If you want to put that on here, just give us a call for 443-267-6558. As y'all can tell, DJ Rock is not in the room at the time. That's how I can get away with some of this. But if you have a commercial and you have a business and you're saying, I want to branch out, I don't just want to do Facebook and Instagram, please, by all means, give someone at the office a call. We'll set up an arrangement for you to come out, do your commercial. We do advertisements. We do advertisements. We do shout outs. If you think this is something that you want to do, you want to have your own show, by all means, I have somebody that hopefully, prayerfully, everything goes well next week. She will be joining WMEG, and I'm so excited because she was here as a guest. She's been here a couple times as a guest. So she was thinking like, you know what, I could do this. And I'm like, yeah, you could. And she's very good at it. So if that's something you are interested in, you thinking, now we do offer podcasts here as well. But if you're interested, just give us a call, talk it over, see how, you think it will work for you. As I always tell you guys, don't tune out, always stay tuned in. After me today, we'll have our own April Denise Whitehead, Grown Women Talk. Let me go through the lineup. So this is Saturday, Sunday, tune in. You can hear Pastor Daniels. Good morning, Tammy. How are you? That's my sister friend right there. We have Pastor Daniels on. He's usually a rebroadcast is like from, I think it's like 7:30 to 9:30. And then he has a live sermon that's on at 11. Mondays, make sure you tune in to our own Kiara B. Brace yourself. And we have our Audible aunties. Sorry. Tuesday, be mindful of Welcome to Birdland with Troy, King Brody, Troy, DJ Rock, and all the crew. Wednesdays, we have Marnay DeShaw with the Prayer Corner and Glenda with Women Speaks. Thursday, we have another special episode of Grown Women's Talk with our own April Denise Whitehead. Friday is our Friday night lineup. With all our various DJs. And then, of course, we're back to me on Saturday. We do want to... Hey, Red Diva, how you doing, honey? Good morning. We do want to send out our condolences. Unfortunately, one of the DJs that's here that broadcasts on Friday, his son passed away. So we definitely want to send out our prayers and love to DJ Dice, and our condolences to him and his family, and just lift them up in prayer. The loss of a loved one, Yale show. Oh, I forgot. Yale, hold on. And the loss of a loved one can be very, hard on a family. So we definitely want to make sure that you guys send out your prayers for him. When is Yale show, DJ Rock? Is it Wednesday after Glenda's? I just want to make clarification. DJ Rock ain't even in the building right now. He's still texting me, harassing me. But we do have Nightlifer on Wednesday. So that's after Glenda's show, which is our new person. And like I said, we're adding on. WMEG is going bigger and harder this year. We're doing some new things in here. So I just really, ask that y'all continue to just rock with us like you have been. I appreciate all my listeners and followers for my show. If you have an idea, and like I said, I've branched out, not just talking directly on healthcare, but mental health, spiritual health, physical, everything that has to do with our well-being. So if you have an idea, or if you think, hey, there's something I think that, I would like to be a guest, I would want to bring awareness to. So this month is actually Autism Month, Autism Awareness Month. And I actually have a special guest coming on at the end of this month, who is going to talk to us about her child who is autistic, but she said he's at a high spectrum. What was that like for her and him now being an adult? I have a young lady that's coming on also in reference to grief and loss, in reference to losing a child. Good morning, Daryl. Can you buy a ticket from really, Daryl? While I'm on the thing, we'll talk about that later, Daryl. But she had grief. She had loss of a son. So I don't want y'all to think that every time I come on, it's just about healthcare. But if you think about it, a lot of these things have to do with healthcare, because when you have to go for treatment, somebody's in a hospital, all of these range or broadens that horizon in reference to healthcare and what are your health benefits that you have. I'm so excited now. I was blessed to get a new job, and I got some good benefits, because I got NYY, and nobody knows what that is. But when me working in the healthcare industry for so long, certain numbers on your insurance card, your subscriber letters and numbers or whatever mean what type of insurance. If you have an aura and it's something 9 whatever, that's some good insurance, because that's federal. And when I tell you, you can go and do just about anything, that's what's up. But now I got NYY, and now I'm so happy. So I'm just waiting for my guests to come. But like I said, I want you guys to make sure that you stay tuned in to WMEG, giving you what you've been missing in radio. I'm excited about my guest that's coming on today. She is a fellow Western Dove. And she's actually running for office, but she has so many multiple things that's going on with her. She is definitely not somebody that is just one-minded. She branches out and does so many other different things in her community, with her job. So I'm excited for her to come on. She's been on before, but I'm really excited for her to come back to introduce herself to us, tell us what's been going on since the last time that she was here. So we're just waiting for her to get here right now. But I want y'all to make sure that y'all stay tuned in. I want y'all to make sure that y'all go vote. It's very important this election to go vote. If you don't vote, I always feel like this. If you don't vote, don't complain about what's going on, because your vote counts. And it really does. Like, people will say, it don't matter whether I vote or not. It really does, because those people that we have in office is because you either didn't vote or you did vote. So some of those people that are in office, that are doing things and making moves and shaking the tables and stuff like that. We voted them in so they could do exactly what they did. Because I don't mean no harm. Some of these candidates that we have out here, they've been in they've been in a system so long. Like, do you care anymore? What are you doing? Put an effort. Show us that you trying to make a difference for Baltimore City. So I hear them. They're coming down the hall now. And DJ Rock is back, so that means I can't do what I want to do no more. Oh,
now,
man.
I have special delivery. Watch, look.
You got special delivery?
Look.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I thought you were talking about me.
Oh, ain't no, you know talking about she.
That's me and my shit.
She's a cutie pie. I promise you she's a cutie pie.
Well, thank you. I'm a cutie pie, too. I received that.
So ain't nobody doing that cutie pie.
Oh, she is a cutie pie. Hello, how are
I
you?
will, Nikki.
Hey. She like, it's too early in the
It
morning
is.
for all
That's
of
exactly
this.
what I said. She normally isn't up to about
Hi.
10. You say hi.
How you doing?
You close the door?
We'll come in and close the door.
All right, guys, my special guest is here, and she is too adorable. She gonna break some hearts.
Oh, I hope not. I don't have to.
Oh,
pull
look,
out no
and she's
fat down.
smiling.
Right.
Girl, you know somebody talking to you, aren't
I'm
you?
going to send you a real Uncle Will down. There you go.
And she likes to wave and everything.
She's so mature for an 11-month-old. She walks and she is on it for sure.
She's
So,
on
my
it for
big
sure.
girl. Yes.
Oh, shucks.
So where am I looking?
All right, wait a minute, hold on. So my guest is here, and as I was telling y'all before, she's a fellow Western Dove.
Hey, Dove.
Can we get some applause?
Hey, Dove.
We're not going to do that. I swear we're not going to do that.
Can we
yes,
get
we
some
are.
applause?
We are
She
going
is
to do all
always-
of that.
Thank you. He be hating
know why
so
they
much.
hate. I know.
I know. And it's funny because our intern that we have here, she went to Washington too.
Really?
Yes.
What year she graduated? She there now.
Oh, she
She's a
graduated.
baby.
Yeah, she a baby. She like
She a baby dog.
2000. Yeah, she real baby.
Well, that's me. 2000s. You know what
No,
I'm
she-
saying? Oh, she's real in
Yeah.
the 2000s.
Yeah, you the early. She the
Early.
later part.
Mhm.
Yeah, she a baby.
That's so
All right,
funny.
let me. Okay, so welcome to Tori Rose, everybody. Woo! DJ Rod. He was not on it this morning. Tori Rose in the building.
Well, hello and good morning, and thank you so much, Nick, for the offer.
Yes.
Thank you so much to WMEG and Rock, even though you've been kind of shading me. To all of our Western girls, to everybody. I'm in the studio. I have my 11-month-old, Miss Olivia, so kudos to her for letting mommy even do anything in the morning, and my campaign manager and big brother, Mr. Will Hanna. So kudos to you guys. Saturday mornings are tough when you've been up to like 1, 2 o'clock the night before, strategizing on how to best save our community. So we are just very, very pleased to be here. Thank you so much.
And you look so beautiful.
Thank you, girl. I'm going with the natural. I just had a baby glow. I'm just trying to hold this thing together. I just turned 40. And
Really?
Yes. And I'm prioritizing, makeup over peace.
Okay.
So they going to get what they get.
Oh, wow. So, Tori, tell us about Tori.
Okay. So Tori has 2 children. One who is a freshman at City. So my son is
Really?
at
Good job.
Yeah,
we
see,
gonna-
see, I redeemed
gonna-
myself.
Yeah.
I did. I redeemed
Yeah.
myself. So my son is I was waiting on something that sounded like a knight, like I dubbed thee. I was waiting on something like that. But my son has also been recently diagnosed with ADHD.
Really?
Yeah, and it's really like,
dude.
it's sensitive to me because I am an adult with ADHD. I was 27 when I was diagnosed.
Oh, okay.
And people don't realize that it can look like this, right? You can be ADHD, fully functioning, seemingly well together, but it's a neurodivergent learning style.
Okay.
And so, somewhere between 7th and 8th grade, I was looking at my son saying, I think you are more like me than you realize.
Mm-hmm.
Certain levels of organization, certain levels of thought, getting angry over things because he couldn't process. And I'm just grateful for the team at City because immediately the teacher stood in agreement with me. Like, yeah, I think we need to get him tested and get him on a plan, right? And, for boys, that has been a stigma because it's like, well, what's wrong with me? I'm like, nothing.
Right.
H that thing is your superpower. And so coming into, like I said, 40, now having a child with ADHD, also having a newborn, you know, it's been very interesting. And I was living out of state for a couple of years, working on some federal initiatives. When we moved back to Baltimore, nothing had changed. Roads were worse, taxes higher, food expensive.
Just say that, boy.
You know, and I'm saying, what happened? And it's amazing when you think about, you could have all of this progression in some ways, but no progression in community. So progression for buildings, for developers, for big ticket projects in the city, but the city looks worse, right? And so for like 6 months, almost 6 to 8 months, the community just called me, Tori, will you run again? Will you run again? And I was like, I don't know. You know, it's a huge responsibility. And I prayed about it, talked to my pastor, talked to my family, and we're back running for 7th District City Council for the second time.
And
we're very excited. Very, very excited. We're looking good in the polls. That first... Let me tell you why the doing is so important, because I feel like you got to be a little wacky to want to be in politics in a city like Baltimore.
Yes, and I'm going to tell y'all, so it's funny because I came home one night and I saw a Tori road sign in my neighbor's yard. I called like, hold up, wait a minute. How he get a sign? We got the connection. I'm Western Dove. Like, no. I call her, man, they somebody came and put it that night. Because when I opened the door, I said, oh, she ain't no joke. That's what you did. Okay. I was like, I opened the door. I'm like, okay, I talked to him. I'm like, sent the text, whatever, gave her the address, blah, blah, blah. Next thing I know, I said, oh, that's what I'm talking about. I said, you ain't no joke. When you on it, you on it. Yes, DJ Rock.
Tori, hold on, let me get my mic on.
Yeah,
I got it right. Tori, do you know Miss Batts?
I do.
You know she's in your district, right?
She is my advisor.
Yeah. That's a moving and shaking right there.
She is. I actually live in her community.
Yes.
And so it was important for me when I moved back home, again, before I even considered running for office for the second time, to live in West Baltimore, where I'm from, to live in a community that I believe that my children could be safe and thrive in, but there was also still room for me to have an impact.
Okay.
And so I did move in Hamlin. You know, we're neighbors. And it's so funny when you look at that. Like, you look at the people, where people move. There's something in these Western women. There's so many of us in Hamlin. There's like 3 doves on my block. I call it Dove Row.
Oh, yeah, wow.
I'm in Dove Row for sure. And then there's around closer to, so we live really close to the reservoir in Hamlin.
Yes.
And so at the top of the water, there's 2 or 3 doves up there with their family. So yeah, we're in Dove Row for sure.
Wow.
But Miss Batts is amazing. So kudos to her. Kudos to the hard work that she and Dr. Haynes and Miss Gwen and Mr. Johnny and just the people who keep that community going with no applause, right? Like, can you imagine? And most of us do this, right? We take care of home, and then we take on some type of other responsibility, be it our relatives or more responsibility at work, and nobody ever acknowledges it.
Yes.
And I think that we need to just turn around and give people their flowers, their roses while they're here.
Exactly.
So kudos to Miss Batts, and thank you for bringing her up.
Yeah, that's like our sister mother.
Really? I love her. She keeps me all the way together. I will say that. Very, very intelligent woman. Very well versed on the issues, but also very still down to earth. You know, you can ask her a question and it's not so above your head. Because I try to explain to people, while I might be educated, please just talk to me on like a 6th grade level. Break it down to me so I can digest it and I can take it and build something from it.
Okay.
When people come in with all these, I'm the this and the that, and I helped save Antarctica, you're not talking in a way that I even understand how to translate it to my community. And that's why community is often left out of these conversations. Because 6 words in, they're like,
basically, yeah.
So.
Yeah, because usually when we think about people in politics, you know, we think, oh, they're just so over the little people, as we would say. You know, they're more geared to, you know, the middle class, higher middle class, but it's like, hey, we're down here, you know, we're doing the same thing, and we want you to treat us the same way.
And I never understood it in a city like Baltimore, where the average income, you see stats from communities that be a little higher, but overall average income somewhere between $30,000 and $40,000. most city council people are making between 60 and 70,000. And so at a
Part-time?
no, that's a full-time position.
Okay.
$70,000 full-time. But think about the cost of living. So most of the council people either living in Reservoir Hill, they live in Ashburton, and I'm talking specifically West Baltimore, when you look at where they've come from. And so $60,000 doesn't make you upper class. Right. So what makes this idea of I'm better than you? And that's because in Baltimore we've created this elitism, this classism that should not exist. You know, I'm honored to live in Hanlon, but you all know I'm from the other side of North Avenue.
Right.
And so when I get elected, I'm bringing that perspective into City Hall. We need to see more people who are from the gutter, right, or from, you know, the not so favorable parts of the community representing legislatively, because those are the people who have everybody in mind and not just a small group of people.
Portion.
That's
correct.
Right. Yeah.
Yes, that's very
Can
true.
you outline the 7th district for us?
Ooh, child, it's like SATs. I didn't know you were coming with the hard questions this morning. No, and I say that just because our district just benefited from a redistricting. So, you know, we used to stop from Hilton and North Avenue straight down to north and about Park Avenue.
Okay.
Now we go further into Bolton Hill.
Okay.
And all the way down to Snack by Nancy's where Micah is, right? So across the 83 bridge. We go over to Hanlon, Medfield. We have most of Sandtown, Winchester, Pennsylvania, North Avenue. We have the greater Mondawmin area, Ashburton. It's a huge community. And if you think about just the unique needs of those people in Sandtown, Winchester are not going to be the same unique needs of the person at Hickory at 36.
Right, exactly.
And so you have to have someone who is not only emotionally intelligent enough, but culturally sensitive to say there are some problems, regardless black, white, orange, or green, that we all deal with. And so if you're a homeowner, you understand the effects of the high taxes, regardless of what socioeconomic status you're in, because Baltimore has the highest property taxes in the whole state.
I'm glad you said that, Tori. We had a guest on last weekend, and that was the reason why I asked, because of that guest. When she was on, I was giving her a hallway to go because she said she lived on Dukeland Street, right?
Okay, she's in my district. Hey, Dukeland.
Actually, she is, and this is the reason why I said that, because I said Dukeland. Technically, you ain't from Dukeland, you from Gwen Falls, because she lives closer to Dukeland, not Lafayette.
Okay.
So Lafayette wouldn't be in your district.
Right.
However, they're so close that those same people have those same blights, you know.
Most certainly.
And they needed to be addressed. That's the reason why I asked.
Well, and this is interesting you bring this point up, because there is no allegiance, council person to council person. There's an outward semblance of allegiance. But when you look at the fact that the work isn't getting done right against those borders, it says to me that you guys really don't know how to collaborate.
Right.
So they're on one side of the district, 7 touches 14. Odette Ramos, I would love to work with her. I believe we could collaborate. You know, there's some other pieces of the district I'm not so sure about.
Okay.
You know, on one side, the district touches the 11th. One side, the district touches the 9th. One side, it touches the 6th. You know, and so when you're in the almost the heart of West Baltimore, you're going to touch so many other people. And so what I'm hoping is that when I'm elected and whoever else from those districts are elected, we can come together and say kind of like, what does Border Patrol look like in a good way?
Right.
How do we back up and pull our resources together so that it's not like this imaginary line where resources stop and poverty starts again. Right. You know, and we do see that in some of the communities. You can almost step across the street and you look like you're in a completely different place.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were, I was riding home and I was telling DJ Rock how it was funny because when we moved around there, Hilton Elementary was the school I went to. But when I got into middle school, I went to Lamel.
Right.
And it was like, and I was like wondering, and now that I'm older, I was like, well, why I didn't just go to, you know, the school right there? Yeah, because they're both, right. It's like on the same. Yep. But he was saying it could have been the fact that where it stopped at. Yeah. It could have been like where, like, not Rosedale, Longwood. Mm-hmm. It could have been like Longwood past the park.
Could have been
that's one. And then I was just over that one little line and went to Hilton. And I don't take back because
You made some good friends at Lamel.
I loved Hilton Elementary School and Lamel. But it was funny though, because DJ Rock gonna say you ain't really go to Lamel, because I was in the advanced academic class.
So you
all
didn't get
about
the Lamel
self.
experience.
No. Yeah, we was in the
Lamel
basement.
experience.
So we would get out of school and they'd be like, did you see that fight? Oh my God, did it? We were like, what fight? We ain't know nothing.
No. But also,
all.
let me just tell you how that's such a perfect segue into, again, how everything is all interconnected, right? So you may have been not necessarily going to Lamel because of the districting for your neighborhood. We were coming up doing No Child Left Behind. It was the beginning of that. There were structural changes at North Avenue that impacted how kids went to school. Remember, they were trying to pilot magnet in some of these schools, advanced learning in some of these schools. And so I didn't have the benefit. I went to Calverton. Okay. So, you know, but let my mother
Okay. Oh, Lord.
Let my mother tell it. I got accepted. Right, baby. Tried and true, okay? You learn to fight with your back in the corner so can't nobody jump you. You know, it's the strategies of life.
Yeah.
But, so my mother will say, well, you got into Rockland and Lamel. I don't remember getting into any of those. I remember going to Calverton. Right?
Okay.
And so, and then that was important for us. I got out of Calverton. I was literally going to a school with nobody. I didn't live around there. You know, my mom my mother got a housing voucher to be right there at the Winchester Apartments, but I lived with my grandparents.
Oh, okay.
So it's like I come out of my school and I see my mother's house, but that's not where I live.
Wow.
You know, and so I have no idea how I ended up at that school, but the life lesson for me was I needed to do something different. And so I got tired of fighting every day. I got tired of seeing my friends fight. I got tired of seeing teachers and students fight. Like, it was tough. You know, we talking about the 90s and Baltimore City education. But by the time I got to Western, I entered Western in 1998, you could sense things were shifting. And so there was the entrance of new superintendents. There was this inference on bringing back Black teachers. And I tell people all the time, I'm K-12 educated through Baltimore City, and I would never change it. My children are going to be public school educated. And so that was some nostalgic days. Do you remember Tyrone's Chicken?
Yes.
Baby, we used to walk down to Tyrone's in the morning and
I
get
was
wings
just telling
for
Nicole,
breakfast.
I was telling Nicole they started right there on Lafayette.
On Lafayette.
It was a corner store.
A corner store. What's that, Lafayette and Bentlow?
And Bentlow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, to this point, when I can sit around with people and I can have conversations like this, it furthers the need for someone who is from this community to manage this community.
Yes.
When you don't know what used to be there, you don't know about Louise's, you don't know about the certain places that made community feel safe, that we knew that even if I was 25 cents short, I could still get my things out of the store.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, we are at a place now where we're always demonizing our young people, but they don't have what we had.
Right. They really don't.
They don't. And people who come in and they move to our community to represent the community, they may have good intentions, but when you look at the proof, it's like, where's the evidence that you're able to bring these things to the community? Because you don't have the roots here. And so I have the honor of being from West Baltimore, representing West Baltimore, working hard to reestablish West Baltimore. And I think that's unique, especially versus when you compare myself to the current incumbent, who he's from Latrobe, he's from over East Baltimore. His life and upbringing was a little different than mine, and he didn't really enter West Baltimore until he went to Carver. But much like what you guys just said, you can go to a school for 4 years and not be a part of the community. And I think that that's what we're seeing: someone who is just out of touch with this community, not able to understand the roots and the richness of this community.
Correct. Very true.
Yeah.
So wait a minute before you start.
Hijacked your show.
I know he does that a lot. I'm just going to put it out there before he say anything, because he always opens his mouth. But I'm going to just put it out there. You do have the opportunity to, what do you call it, a PSA?
Okay.
For,
Tori know we ride with her.
Yeah.
You can take care of that as soon as she get off there.
yeah.
Thank you.
So, because we definitely rock with you. Somebody on here, one of our other ladies that she comes in after April, she said, oh my God, I love her.
Hi, bro.
Yes. So we're just glad. I'm glad, I was able to get you here for you to talk, because I feel like you're just so multifaceted.
Oh,
Very, very.
Thank you.
You know, because I know you have other things going on besides this. But I loved your passion for politics and to, you know, not just be one of those that's just going to talk and do say, oh, yeah, just to get in. But like you're somebody that's going to talk the talk, walk the walk. Yeah. You've already, you know, done so many other things. Because I seen you, she was on TV with, what's his name? DJ Rock.
It's a lot of
Doc.
Doc Cheatham.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's our brother father.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, look at this. It's like a small world, but
small.
And he's very community based.
Most certainly.
Like,
and we have Doc support and the Matthew A. Henson community support, and we're grateful for that. And you know, let me also clean it up and say the community association cannot endorse a specific candidate. However, their community has been very clear on what their needs are. They surveyed the candidates, myself and the incumbent, and I got 110 on my survey. Whereas the incumbent didn't respond. And so I think that we have to be honest about just because you don't like a person personally, sometimes you may get into a rift. When you represent that community, you can't play the 50. You don't get to pick and choose because you have an issue with this person or that person. And we want for everyone in Matthew A. Henson, everyone in West Baltimore to ask yourself, do I know my current council person?
Right.
Has he made himself over these last 3.5 years known to me? And if the answer to that is no, then stand with me and not allowing him to have another 4 years of your time wasted.
Right, exactly.
You know, and I think that's what Doc realizes.
And that's what I wanted to ask you, Tori. Like, what is the qualifications or requirements to be a city council person? What's to stop me from growing up in West Baltimore all my life, but I'm going to move over to Northern Parkway and Lock Raven and now represent that community? I'm not even connected to that community.
That's right. And normally when people do that, it's because there's, you know, these political powers that strategize and that's putting their horses in the race. And so, in all honesty, you need no qualified skills, okay? So what you need is an address in that community for 6 to 8 months before the election season. So I'll give you my own example. I bought my house on October 16th. I needed to be in the district that I was going to run for at least 52 weeks before the general. Okay. The general was in November. So oftentimes we see people 6 to 8 months before they decide to run, move into that community. You got to pay $50 down at the state board, and you have to be a resident of that community. That's it. Really? There's no litmus test. Okay. There's nothing to prove that you know how to manage large-scale projects with 60, 50, 100,000 people. There's nothing. And I think that should change.
You can rent. You don't have to be a homeowner.
You do not have to be a homeowner. You can rent. You can live on your mama's couch. You can live in your cousin's closet, as long as you have a legitimate address there. So
nothing against renters, but if you're you're not invested into the community.
Well, I disagree. Let me tell you why. As a renter, your investment is different, right? So you're not paying into taxes. That's true. But there are many renters who take up stake in that community for 10 years, 15 years. You know people who are long-term renters. Right. They send their children to school in the communities. They go to church there in those communities. They work in the communities. So renters play just as much of an important investment in community as homeowners. Now, they ain't helping us with these taxes, you know, but I do believe when we live in a city like Baltimore where fair housing practices are not practiced across the board, things are not equitable, there's no inclusion when it comes to housing, the housing organizations and developers are not working with or for the people. Right. Sometimes it's cheaper to rent. And let me tell you, I'll give you an example. My house, the person I bought my house from, he bought it in January of 23 for $5,000. It was an abando. Like a tree coming through the joint, right? Oh, wow. But because I knew that I had family that had lived on this block years ago, again, it's in Hanlon, and I had a vision of what my house would look like. I wanted like certain types of ceilings. I wanted a certain length, a certain amount of bathrooms. I said we could go in there and do everything I want, right? It could be aesthetically the house that I want. Mm-hmm. So from January of 23 until September of 23, they worked tirelessly, busting out walls, moving back things, installing the kitchen, putting a second, third bathroom on the first floor, all of these things. And then when I bought my house, he cleared about $270,000 from that deal.
Wow.
So,
initially just buying it for $5,000.
Initially just buying it for $5,000.
Wow.
And so when we talk about Black communities and reestablishing Black communities, we have to be honest with ourselves. Most people can't buy a $300,000 house today.
No.
So what is the city going to do to make sure that families, good families who want to come back to community, have the tax breaks, have the incentives, have the closing cost assistance? You know, we were in an event the other day with Live Baltimore, Go Northwest. They have these programs, but they don't have implicit language for Black people.
Okay.
When you look at what Baltimore City offers, they talk about being inclusive. When you look at what DC says, it says African American families.
Okay.
That means the world of a difference.
Right.
So we want more.
Because some people don't know what inclusive is.
And let's just be honest. If you
And
are
it
in
sounds
a predominant,
bougie.
well, listen. If you're in a predominantly Black community, is a Black woman a part of the majority or minority? Predominantly Black community. Everybody looks like you. Are you majority or minority? You're the majority.
Majority.
Right. Because everybody looks like you. So when we start saying, I want to be inclusive of others, will that person look like you or different? Different than you.
Mm-hmm.
See, language is important because now it gives us the opportunity to open up to non-Black people.
Right.
Because the majority in this community are Black. And let me just clear the air.
Uh-oh.
I am not racist. I am not discriminatory or prejudiced against anyone. You know, I come from a very diverse family. My mother's biracial. And so there's no hate in my heart. But equity is what we have to enforce.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to talk about the language because the language is important.
Mm-hmm.
If you want Black, say Black. If you want white, say white. If you want to keep Blacks out, be honest. Because that is what we're seeing happen in our own community.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. This is so fun. I'm sorry.
No, we're enjoying. I meant to say anybody that wanted to call, and I did put that on my Facebook page. If you want to call in, if you have any questions, 443-267-6558.
Yeah, I'm about to sit in here and just get drunk, drink this.
The milk,
the baby bottle.
The baby bottle.
We are counting down 2 more weeks and we can come off of this infamil. I cannot wait.
So, in the midst of you deciding to run and you got the kids, how does life look for you these days?
Well, my house is dirty. So let me tell y'all that. When you see people talking about this mess on Instagram, they are recording from one corner. I have never had such a dirty house in my life. My house is so dirty. And they say it's not dirty, it's just cluttered. Whatever you want to call it is not.
I'm about to say, yeah, because my aunt will say, oh, my house is so dirty. And I come in, I'm like, dirty where?
Girl, we got boxes of campaign stuff, T-shirts.
So it's cluttered.
It's chaotic. It's so chaotic. So that is something that the day after the election, don't call me, I'm cleaning up, you know. But because I have ADHD, I spend a lot of time putting systems in place to help me be successful.
Okay.
They'll tell you I drive them crazy. If it's not on the calendar, it doesn't exist. If there's no plan for it, it may not happen. I do not overcommit. I don't overpromise and underdeliver. And so because I'm now, like I said, 40, so I've had ADHD actively for 13 years. I've already had it my whole life, but knowing was the power. And Olivia's back there giving her input on it. And so,
what made you get diagnosed for or find out that you had
so
ADHD?
I was being very, very successful at work. Very successful. I was working at Social Security still. And I would have these highs and lows. And so my career was moving forward in a way. I would be on stage, I'm talking to the executives, and I would come home and be depressed. Like, so depressed that I couldn't move. Like, I don't know what's wrong with me. Mm-hmm. And I had first attributed to the fact that my son's father and I had separated. And I'm like, well, maybe I'm sad, but, you know, I'm a G. I ain't really never sad over no guy, you know, no offense. But my bounce back is amazing. I'm an Aquarius, you know. And so I was so depressed all the time that I would have these peaks and valleys. Okay. And I couldn't understand what was happening to me. I'm like, is this exhaustion? Is this fatigue? I'm like, something is weird with this. Also, I realized I couldn't work if I didn't have, like, music.
Oh.
Right? So, you know, we grew up cleaning up to music.
Yes.
But I could not work. I mean, I can bust out a 17-page document if I'm listening to music.
Okay.
And so I found a psychiatrist. I said, hey, I think I'm depressed. I said, I'm feeling anxious. This is unlike me. I said, I'm at this time, I'm like really aggressively moving my career forward because my goal was to reach 6 figures before 30.
Okay.
And so, I'm 26, almost 27, and I'm doing everything right, but I feel like crap. And so I'm working with my therapist, and she's like, you're not depressed. I think there's something else going on.
Mm-hmm.
And so after just a lot of treatment, I think we met for like 6 or 7 months before she said, would you consider being tested for ADHD or ADD? And I said, well, yeah, I consider whatever,
Right.
In that time, unfortunately, I was sexually assaulted.
Oh, wow.
So that thing set me back. I was like, yeah, I'm not being tested for nothing but HIV. Like, I need to make sure I'm good on these streets,
Right.
Because people don't realize that after an assault, a woman has to now live with all of the thoughts of, will this thing ever come back to haunt me?
Mm-hmm.
As far as my health, my mental, physical, can I be in an intimate relationship? You go through all of these things. And so I had kind of fallen back and fallen away from my therapist. Once I was like really, really struggling, I went back to her and I said, hey, look, this is what happened to me. I'm healthy. I've been tested for everything. Girl, I had them pulling bone marrow, anything they could.
Wow.
I said, and I got to figure out, because now I have imposter syndrome because I didn't tell my family. I didn't tell my family I was assaulted until 6 or 7 years later.
Wow.
Yeah, I got up off that floor that day, got to the hospital, and couldn't go into the hospital. And I'm telling you, the kindness of a stranger, I'm like at Northwest Hospital, crazy out my mind, trying to figure out what my next step is. And this little old white lady sees me on the parking lot, and so she says, do you need help? And I just fall apart on this lady. And I tell her what happened, and she says, well, I'll sit with you. I'll go to the hospital, I'll go into the emergency room with you. And so I never told my family because I'm the oldest, and I got to hold it together, and I got this fine, and I got, I just started my business, and I'm working at Social Security. How do I tell them now that I've been a victim? And is it my fault? You deal with all of the things, right? So anyway, flash forward, I get flash backwards. So I don't tell my family till I'm 33, but go back to about 27 and a half. I'm talking to my therapist, working with my therapist. I'm coming and healing over the assault. I get tested for ADHD, and they're like, yeah, you got that, and you have anxiety general. It's like a general anxiety disorder, but one is flared up by the other kind of thing. So my ADHD, if I don't have a managed lifestyle, creates anxiety.
Okay.
The anxiety creates the depression. Because I'm now so anxious that, forget it, I can't do anything.
Wow.
And if I can't do anything, now I'm depressed because I'm not doing everything.
Right.
Come on, cycle. It's a weird cycle. So
wait a minute, not to cut you off. Somebody just said your transparency just saved somebody's life.
Oh my God, in the name of Jesus. Let me tell you, I've had to learn that there's only one thing in this life I'm going to be great at, and that is being myself.
I like that.
I can do these other things well, but great, I'm going to be great at being myself. And if you like it, you like it. If you don't, I can't own it, right?
Right.
But thank you for that. Thank you for that comment. And let me just also say this. For women out there who feel that they've been mistreated, taken advantage of, assaulted, and you've never said anything, and you're like, this thing haunts me. I can't have relationships. I'm now overly independent, right? I'm doing all of this work. I'm outwardly serving everybody. Mm-hmm. This extreme A type. Understand that you don't owe anybody but yourself that healing. Once I realized that I didn't need to heal for my son. I didn't need to heal for my sisters. I needed to heal for myself. Mm-hmm. Because once I started working through, Tori, it was not your fault that this person was a predator. It was not your fault that he caught you in a vulnerable situation. Mm-hmm. It is not your fault he took advantage of you. It's not your fault that he hurt you. It didn't matter if it happened to your house, his house, or Jesus' house. It's not your fault. Right. Let yourself be free of that. I stopped working as hard. I stopped. I was taking on projects, flying half across the world. My mother had my child 2-3 times a week because, my job is flying me here, flying me there. I was so independent and active and A-type and achieving everything because I was running from that.
Right.
And then once I started healing, I found strength in being silent. Like I could just sit with myself. I ain't got to be booked and busy all the time. And believe it or not, I started making more money than I had ever made before.
Wow.
Because now my intentionality is about being productive and not being busy.
Okay.
So air hugs to anyone out there who may be silently struggling with that thing, because it's real. Yep. So, anywho, ADHD is real as well. Don't let people say you just to pray it away. My pastor will say pray and schedule an appointment. And so you pray, you schedule an appointment, you work with someone who is certified and qualified to help you manage your life. And I think the last time I was here, you guys knew I was a certified life coach.
Yes.
My life coaching came from these experiences, you know, being a survivor and a victor, not a victim, being an adult with ADHD, but also very high performing with a successful business, with a successful career, and also managing through what does anxiety and depression look like.
Okay.
I know it's a lot.
Girl, you just like, I feel like that's a whole Lifetime movie thing going on as well.
Yeah,
but
I need to write a book or 6 or 7.
You could.
I could.
I would read them.
Me too. I would read them too. If nobody else is gonna clap, I'm gonna clap for myself.
But it's just, you know, and I love that about you, y'all. You're transparent and you don't mind putting it out there because, you know, especially by you wanting to go into politics, you know, because a lot of times we just see the facade.
Oh yeah.
But you know, we need to, you know, and I'm a firm believer that I'm tired of the people that's in the office and they ain't doing nothing.
Yeah.
And I can't complain if I don't go out and vote. And just before y'all were coming up, I said that. I said, you know, y'all have to go and vote.
Right.
It is important. A lot of people, you know, oh, my vote don't count. It does, because the same people we got in the office that ain't doing nothing, that haven't been doing nothing for years, and their salary is, you know, they getting paid to just sit and... No, I said, so we have to make that difference. But we got to put people in there that's going to be about their business.
And somebody you can call out. Like I tell people all the time, call me out. If I said I was going to do X, Y, and Z and I didn't do it, don't say, oh, she's just another politician. Hey, Tori, you said on Tuesday we were going to have tacos. What's this chicken? You know, and let's have the conversation. Because oftentimes there are shifts that happen that the everyday person doesn't get to know about. Right. It's my responsibility to inform you, but it's your responsibility to hold that person accountable because we work for you. And I think that we have gotten so discouraged in Black community that, let's be honest, Nick, most people can go their whole life, never meet a politician, and live a successful, happy life. Right. That's because the political system here has intentionally alienated itself with the hope you don't vote, with the hope you don't use your voice. This current incumbent, he beat me. I came in second, he came in first, but he had 3,000 votes. I had 2,000 votes in a 60,000 person community. Right. How you win anything with 3,000 votes? Wow. Because people are so disengaged, we don't believe, and we don't have hope. And because of that, we're being pushed out of our communities. You know, we have the lowest population in Baltimore City than we've ever had before. So low population, of course, means higher taxes. It means higher cost of everything. Yes, say that part. Girl, right. And it's crazy, but it's very easy. Let me tell you about my community real quick. And I know we're coming down on time, but let me just tell you all. The community I live in, West Baltimore, District 7, 60,000 people, about 40 neighborhoods. We are so resource rich. We have 2 colleges, that's Coppin and BCCC. We have 2 bodies of water, that's the reservoir at Hanlon and the reservoir at Drew Park. We have the only mall in the city, it's Mondawmin, the historic Mondawmin Mall. So that's how I talk about my community. Right? We have the Maryland State Zoo of Baltimore. Why would Maryland put its zoo in Baltimore, in the 7th District, West Baltimore, if it were not resource rich? Right. It could be anywhere. It could be in PG County. It could be in Montgomery County. It could be in Howard County. But no, baby, it's in Baltimore. And it's in my community. That's right. We have parks. We have schools. We have community groups that love each other and love our children. We are resource rich. And I mean that. And so what happens is when I walk through the community and I say, we're not a poor place. We're poorly managed.
Okay. I like that.
We
yes.
are. Because if we were poor, would they be building new things at Mondawmin?
Right.
No. What's this big $1 million, facility that's coming? And we live right there. They didn't ask us if we wanted it. They took the target.
I'm like, I keep asking myself, well, what are they doing with this building over here?
It's supposed to be a training facility. It's supposed to be all of these things. But right there at
Mondawmin, where
where
Target.
Target used to be.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
all that. Because they didn't,
Yeah. And they convinced us. See, we are as a people willing to believe anything because we are so beat up and beat down. They convinced us that Target couldn't stay there because it was so highly stolen from. But when you look at Target's data, the most highly stolen from, highly thefted Target is at Boston Street in Canton. And they are still open, well, and thriving. So we have to, as a people, say, you're not going to keep taking from us.
Right.
This whole community has one main supermarket, the Shoppers at Mondawmin. But
That
what if I
is
live
true.
on Cumberland? How am I supposed to get to Mondawmin?
Mm-hmm.
If I live on Pressman, how am I getting to Mondawmin? Because there's a war happening. And unfortunately, we are being victims of this war, casualties of war. They're starving us out. They're pushing us out. They're not getting us jobs, so we can't afford to live. They're painting our children as thugs.
Right.
And I'm not saying that all of them are not doing certain things, but the fact that my son, just as a young black man, is already looked at in that way.
Mm-hmm.
That's a narrative.
Yes.
And so what I'm asking everyone to do is stand with me, Tori Rose, if you're in 21217, 21216, 21215, 21211. Most of us have gotten our sample ballots. Open your ballot.
I got mine last
You
night.
got it last
yep,
night.
I
Me
got it
too.
last night.
See what district it says you're in. And for our specific race, it's just two of us. It's myself. I'm the first name at the top. It says Rose, Tori. Give me your vote. Especially if you weren't going to use it. You're going to throw it away. You're going to waste it. Then throw it on me. Because you'll never know if things can change if you don't do something to change it. That's it.
Yes.
It's common sense to me. And I hate that our people are so distrusting. But that's because we've had years and years of politicians.
Mm-hmm.
And now we just need a community person that love the Lord and love her kids and love everybody else at the table that has a heart and a consciousness in making these decisions.
Yes. And I will say I love my I'm talking. I'm going to say I love my Hannah community, and that was the one thing when I actually moved from my mother's house. I was looking for that same atmosphere.
Yeah.
Because I remember walking, to Hilton Elementary, my friends that I met in the community, walking Hanlon Park and, playing baseball with, I ain't even like baseball for real. But, just I like that whole community. I wanted that vibe when I moved. And I love the fact that we knew each other.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm going to tell you, I was the only child. Had the little key. I was a latchkey kid.
Yeah.
Girl lost the key.
Oh.
So my neighbor, I could go over there and sit until my mother, came home or whatever. But we all know each other. And my neighbor now, that's there, he saw me yesterday, and unfortunately I was in a car accident.
Oh, no.
So last week, and I traded out the car that they gave me.
Okay.
So he come out, he was like, "You got a new car?" It's like, oh my gosh, I'm like, no, it's still the rental car. And he was like, "Girl, I thought he was like, 'cause I look out for you. Your mother not here no more,
That's
so
right.
I'm looking out for you." And I was like, well, thank you, but I mean, that's all community based, and we knew who our people were, but now, like, we really, it's a difference.
It is a difference, but it's also our responsibility to get back to that. Like, when I moved, I live on Piedmont. When I moved on Piedmont, that first week, I had so much going on. The night I closed on my house, I fell and tore 2 tendons in my elbow.
Oh, no.
So I was just so out of it. And the people in the community had seen me coming in and out a couple of times. And they said, "Oh, she got 3 times to open her mouth, or we gonna say something to her." And so by the 3rd time I was coming in and out, I kind of waited. And they was like, "Oh yeah, because welcome." And it was like 7 people in the street. "Welcome to Piedmont." I was like, "Hey y'all, like, listen, I'm just in a lot of pain, But it was so nice that they said to me, "You're not gonna move around here, and we not at least say hello.
Right.
You're not gonna move around here, and we don't know who you are."
You are. Mm-hmm.
And that is, to some people, it's nosy, or it's intrusive, But that is truly what community is. It's about...
That's what it was about.
And I put my eyes on you because, Lord forbid, if something happens to you,
yes,
I want to be able to help. You know, we had an incident a few months ago with a young lady going around trying the cars in the neighborhood. And the guy across the street, everybody on the block relatively has nice cars. And the guy across the street is a very, very nice car. And he was coming home, it was like 2 o'clock in the morning, and he noticed a girl in my neighbor's car.
Oh,
he
wow.
said, so at first he was like, is that his girlfriend? Then he said, nah, that's not his girlfriend. So he literally walks over and says, hey, what you doing? Scares the crap out the girl. She drops the stuff and runs away.
Wow.
And so he knocked on the neighbor's door and said, yo, somebody was in your car, blah, blah, blah. But just that. The sense of community. Right. Not, I'm going to look the other way. I'm going to turn the other cheek. And he doesn't realize he saved my neighbor all of the stuff that was in his car that she could have taken. Mm-hmm. So we gotta care about each other. Yes. We got to get back to that.
We really did.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, DJ Rock. Go ahead.
Yes,
see, Tori, she be selfish with it, man. Listen.
It's called Human Nature Pros and Cons of Healthcare. Nicole,
that's
not
right.
DJ Rock Nice.
Yeah, whatever. Tori, I don't live in the 7th district,
Okay.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But I rock hard for you.
Thank you.
This is what I want to do. I got the man of the hour sitting next to me. I know he's the mover and shaker, right, Will?
Absolutely.
Will is the mover and shaker for sure.
This is what I want to do, Tori. I want you to find someone that has a pickup truck, right?
Will has a pickup truck.
See, we halfway there.
Okay. Outside.
All right. And a generator.
We have generators. Lane says the generator.
All right. We're going to put a bunch of Tory Rose flyers on the side of the truck.
Oh, yeah.
And put DJ Rock Nice in the back of the truck.
Okay.
And we're going to ride around the entire 7th district, and we're going to pump music for about 3 hours.
That is so...
Oh, wow.
We're going to make some noise. Yes, we're going to make some noise, and then we're going to make them want to know who the hell is Tory Rose.
Let me tell you how, and you guys know, anybody knows me knows I love the Lord, and he loves me. So I'm going to preach real quick.
Okay.
And so the Lord never gives you vision that he doesn't bring forth provision.
Mm-hmm.
And so last night, my team was at an event. I was somewhere else taking care of something. And I have this jingle on my website. And it came from the last time we ran. And it's get out to vote with Tori Rose. Get out to vote with Tori Rose, right? Uh-huh. And so at the event they were at, the guy was like, I love her song. I love her song. And then Will's a singer. Will is the singer of the group. So he started singing A Rose is Still a Rose, the Aretha Franklin part.
Oh, yeah, I like that part.
They're out having this thing. They shared with me late last night. I go to sleep and I have this dream. And in this dream, the Lord shows me I have on a red dress. And it's almost like a parade, and it's a Tori Rose parade. And we are coming down Pennsylvania Avenue, and we're all weaving up through where we used to live on Appleton and on Payson Street. This was just last night. And so this morning when I got up, I went into prayer, and I said, Lord, we did this in 90 days. See, I didn't file a year ago. I filed in February. On the last day at 8:30, we had until 9 p.m. because my community's cries were so heavy. And they were so real that what I understand is if I'm not in place, people die. Mm-hmm. You got to understand your politicians, your elected officials make or break community to the point where people die when the wrong person is in place. Mm-hmm. And I know it sounds heavy, but baby, I believe this thing. So this morning I was praying. I was like, God, we're trying to get this done. The guy who said he had the sound system won't even return our phone calls.
Because you called the wrong person.
I said, God, how are we going to do this? He said, get up, get dressed, get your baby, and get to the show.
Look at God.
Look at God, won't he do it? So I received that in the name of Jesus.
So you just want someone to November?
No. You said, do we what?
Can we do this once a month in November?
We can do this once a month in November, but the election is next month.
I thought you said November.
No, that's the general. We only have
so we
4
need to
more
get
weeks. Yeah, May 14th,
okay.
When I can come to the show anytime. But the election is May 14th. We've already started getting ballots. You can start mailing in your ballots soon. I think the sample ballots came out. You start mailing in your ballots soon. Early voting starts May 2nd.
Okay.
And the biggest fear I have is people will look at that ballot and not know either of us. They don't know him because he hasn't done his job. They don't know me because I'm coming late to the party.
Okay.
And you have to think about it's one me.
Well, WMEG is going to make sure they know you.
So, baby, I received that. And, Lord, I just thank you. And again, I'm going to say this, too, because I've done a lot of work with women and women entrepreneurs and helping people establish their nonprofits and their for-profit organizations. There's somebody who's going to watch this who says, well, that's politics. What about my business? Or he's doing it for her. But the Lord wants to do it for you.
Right.
He wants you to get up, shake yourself off, and make a bigger plan. The reason your business is not moving is because the plan is too small.
Mm-hmm.
There are times that the Lord be like, you can do that on your own. You don't even need to pray about that. That's just discipline.
Right.
But I want to take you and put you in a position that you, your children, and your grandchildren can benefit from.
Mm-hmm.
So I just felt like I needed to encourage somebody. I'm looking at the camera. I'm looking at the camera.
Yes.
Somebody out there who's like, why can't I get off this couch? Why can't I get started? It's because you're thinking way too small. And you know you are, because you have all of these other thoughts and visions. And when you're thinking about your business, you're like, and I could do this, and I could do that. That's where the Lord wants to develop you. He wants to develop you in the and. And so please be developed in that and. Get up, shake it off, and dream bigger. When are we getting out here to vote? Get out to vote for Tori Rose. What day? May
Come on,
14?
Will. You supposed to sing the song now.
Sing the song.
Sing the song, Will.
Will is exhausted. It's too early.
Oh, here
Look
we
at Will's
go.
face. Will is exhausted.
He said it's
shout out
too
to my
early.
team, and if I could really quickly just shout out my mentors. So I do shout out Senator Barbara A. Robinson, who has been a light and a champion for me. She, for 50 plus years, has advocated for small businesses, women and minority businesses. This woman's resume is 7 pages long, right? I mean, it's crazy. Her bio, she's done all of the things. So shout out to her and her daughter, Jerika's always on the ground with Will, putting up signs, getting things done. To Miss Batts, I'm just very, very grateful for your leadership and your sisterhood, because she's like a big sister to me as well. To Miss Mary Hughes, who is the wife of retired Senator Ralph Hughes,
Oh, okay.
who lives in Panway.
Mm-hmm.
That lady, she gets me on the phone. Good morning, Tori. Now, darling, I need you to listen. And she gets me all the way together. I think
She sound like my pastor.
Oh my goodness! I think that too frequently, young people, we think we know the way, and we don't.
We really
right?
don't.
We need to sit at the feet of those who have come before us, and that is important, so we don't make the same mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then to my mom, like, you know, my mother really, really struggled with me making this decision because I was targeted last time. Josh and I received death threats. I mean, we had much hate and anger towards us from people who just wanted to intimidate me in the race.
Okay.
And so my mom is not pleased, but she is stepping up for these children in a way that I'm just very grateful. So to my Pammy, thank you, Mama. And that's pretty much it. I think I hit everybody. Will, they say I want to thank the Lord. I want to thank my mama. I want to thank you all for having me here and always being a friend and always allowing me to share my voice. And I think I want to get all my kudos out before you had to cut it off.
Okay.
So,
Well, we don't have nobody after stuff.
Okay.
It's okay if we run over a little bit. Ain't that right, DJ Rock?
Only because she got this precious
This baby.
cargo with her.
So the baby didn't let her
And
go.
Will.
And
Hey, Will.
Don't worry about Tori.
Oh, here we
listen,
go.
That's what happens. That's what
Here
happens.
we go with
But
him.
that's right. That's what happens. Well, let me tell you a little bit about Miss Olivia. You don't realize. Well, I wanted to have more children. I knew that was something I wanted to do before I was 40, if possible. And I went through a number of just challenges, right? So I'm doing like all of the hormone therapy, and I went from doctor to doctor, and all of these different things. And it's a tiresome process, because as a woman, you feel like the one thing my body is supposed to do, it's not doing.
Okay, right.
You understand what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And no matter how accomplished you are, you can have all of these degrees and things, but the bare basic desire to procreate, you know. And when I ended up getting pregnant with her, I was like, Lord, please let her be a girl. And Lord, please let her be this. And let her be that. Like, I had all of these desires, right? This child has far surpassed what I ever could even imagine.
Oh.
She was sitting up at 4 weeks. And it creeped me out. I was like, oh, man, my Jesus. Like, what's this? What's happening over here, little baby?
She's
But
like,
she was
hold
sitting
up.
up at 4 weeks. She's 31 pounds. She's 11 months old. She's been walking since she was 8.5 months old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she is amazing. And so any woman out there that's dealing with infertility or feeling like it's never going to happen, it's going to happen. And it's going to happen in the perfect timing.
Yeah.
You know, and it doesn't matter your physical age, because the Lord will add years to you, you know. I got pregnant with her a year after my time, because I started my process in 21 with the hopes of getting pregnant. I'm sorry, I started my process in 20, the hopes of getting pregnant in 21, having a baby in 22.
Okay.
The Lord said, nope. $17,000 later, and all of these shots and pills and all of the things, I get pregnant in 22, August.
Okay.
I have her April of 23. I walk across the stage with my master's in education and a master's in human development the next month.
Wow.
And so, it was like, okay, Lord, your time, not my time. Your time, not my time.
Right, right.
So, I'm just very, very blessed to be her mom. And in a couple of years, Josh will be going to school, and then I'll be back to my 1-to-1 ratio. Because, you know, I do real good with one kid, right? Like, the 1-to-1 ratio is so important to me.
Oh.
So, yeah, she's amazing. So, any other questions? You want to know how, y'all asked about how you can become a council person? Just go pay your $50. Y'all asked about where the district is. Let me tell you a little bit about, we talked about taxes. I think that there are organizations that are already out there that have had some very valid points on how we increase population, how we increase jobs, and how we kind of enforce when the taxes are due by, right? So what happens is, excuse me, if you decide not to file your taxes, you don't pay taxes. So people have learned to play that system as well, right?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But they come back for you.
And they come back for you, or you can get, you know, incentives, stipends, you can pay it on a payment plan, whatever. There's organizations like Renew Baltimore who have these very comprehensive plans. They just need liaisons at the city council level that will help push the legislation that works in benefit of the people. And so one thing I was saying was I would be willing to give up portions of my income as a city council person every year, take part of my check until you guys get this tax issue resolved. And I want to work with other council people who would be willing to do the same. And when people say, well, Tori, that's kind of gimmicky, or, you know, that's a ploy. No, it's not. Because I'm going to put this money back into the city anyway.
Right.
This salary is going to go right back into these high taxes, to this cost of living that nobody can afford. The food. I went to the market the other day to buy a can of salmon, because I'm still one of those girls that like salmon out the can. And it was $5. Pink tulip salmon used to be $2.79.
Wow. I don't even eat salmon, but I remember my mom used to get that. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
$5?
$5.
Wow.
And so you shouldn't have to have one job to pay your bills and one job just to live.
Eat, yeah.
And eat and recreate and do all the things. And so my team and I realized that the current council person does not have the ability to manage teams. And because I worked for 15 years in the federal government, where I oversaw and facilitated programs that touched millions of lives with millions of dollars, I know how to facilitate high investment projects.
Okay.
That doesn't mean that everyday people's lives are projects, but when you look at it and say, we have crime, we have blight, we have dirt, we have no investment or disinvestment.
Right.
These are each buckets. And so I'm already working with, in conjunction to organizations, that it can be a 14-person team
Okay.
that handles these things. Excuse me, and I oversee it as the council person. We have to empower the people who are already doing the work. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So, you know, just some of the ideas, because people always want to say, well, what's your platform? What's your platform? What's your platform? We need to bring back jobs. We need to clean up our streets.
Yes.
We need to power, strengthen, and fund education. And if we do those things, we will definitely see crime go down and community increase. I'm having like an asthma thing. You know I'm from West Baltimore because I got asthma. You know all the people who we ever lived near the smokestack that was on Baker Street. That's Baker, right? Monroe and Baker, where the smokestacks are. Excuse me, we all had asthma.
Uh-oh.
So,
You don't want DJ Rock to have to do CPR.
oh,
on
baby, it won't ever turn out. They say, well, she got pregnant at 40, 41. And she already had an 11-year-old. How did that happen? Anyway, I digress. Listen, guys, please find me on social media, Friends of Tori Rose. On Instagram, that's Facebook, Friends of Tori Rose. On Instagram, elect_Tori, TORI_Rose, ROSE. You can email me at rose, 4, the letter B, and the word more. So rose4bmore@gmail.com. Again, I am asking you, even if you don't believe in politics, you don't trust the political system, if you were not going to vote, throw your vote on me, because you're going to throw it away. And
Right.
so trust that change is coming. We ran a very aggressive race last time. No big money, no big developers. We came in second. This time, and second out of 5.
Okay.
This time it's just me and him.
Okay.
My name is first on the ballot, and we've been polling really high, and I believe that the Lord is going to allow this to work in our favor, but we need your help and we need your vote. Also, if you can volunteer, let us know. We got 4 weeks to get this thing done. Volunteer by emailing rose4bmore@gmail.com and donate at the website, which is www.votetoryrose.com.
All right. Period.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, thank you so much. I'm so excited, Yale. You're so late, Yale. But I'm thankful that you were able to present
Thank you.
everything to us today. Your transparency. I love it. I even posted this on our Western alumni and Western, my class, the 91.
Okay.
I posted it on there too. So all my Western doves that are out there, you're listening, come on out. We got to represent for our fellow Western dove here. So Rise with Rose.
Yes.
Cal's Bells.
Hey, Cal's. Callie is an amazing powerhouse of a community leader over by Tioga Parkway. So, hey, Callie. I'm looking forward. Callie has great ideas. She's been in project management for years. She's also somebody that's going to hold me accountable for sure. And she understands the strategies that need to be implemented to get the work done.
Okay.
And so I'm very honored to have people like Miss Cal's Bells, Miss Kelly Bigelow, who can say that's a waste of time. Do it this way.
Okay.
Right? Because we want to be intentional. We want to hit the ground running. Right? So the first 90 days, we can take care of a lot of the low-hanging fruit. First 6 months, you guys can come back and measure what Tori Rose has done. And so we're going to be successful with people like Kelly Bigelow. So, hey, girl, thank you so much for tuning in.
So we need everybody to go out and vote. We just said early is May 2nd.
Yep, it's 7 days, so 2nd through 9th. And then the actual election day is May 14th. It's
May 14th.
Tuesday. If you don't know where to go to vote, if you need a ride, let us know. Email us at roseforbmore@gmail.com. We'll be picking people up. We'll be taking seniors to the polls. We'll be helping students who are first-time voters.
Okay.
Because that's dope. If you turned 18 and you're registered to vote, we want you to come out, use your voice, and rock the vote.
All right.
Yeah, so.
Rock the vote.
Rock
Tori
the vote.
Rose.
Come out to vote with Tori Rose.
Hey. Hey. Hey.
Vote for Tori Rose. Hey. Vote for
Yes, the DJ Rock.
And when we win, we're going to have a house party.
Hey, Will. Listen, Will.
Just the ordinary day.
I can play 1 or 2 records, Will. I'm halfway decent, okay?
He said 1 or 2.
Yeah, I'm halfway decent. I did this before.
You did this before.
That's why they call you DJ Rock Nice, Mr. Get It Done.
That be me.
Thank
be
you
me.
guys. I appreciate you.
Yes, anytime, Tori. Hey, Nicole.
Yes, DJ Rock.
I need you to put a request out.
Okay.
I need a fried bologna, egg, and cheese sandwich.
Mustard or no mustard?
With mustard.
With mustard.
Yes.
That's my type of guy.
Really?
You gotta have a bubble on the bologna.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
that's
a
the
little bit
best
of black.
part.
Black and a
A
little
little
bit
bit of
black.
black.
Just a little bit around and around.
Yeah.
That's right. I don't want it if it don't have a little singe on it.
So if anyone want to reach out to us, right now we need
Sounds good.
a bologna, egg, and cheese sandwich on toast.
On toast.
And you want to give them the address so they can
No, they need to contact us because we don't need everybody knowing what we are.
Oh, so please contact us at 443-267 6558 for him and his bologna sandwich.
And you need at least 2 pieces of bologna. Don't come in here with
That
a
one
piece
little
of Texas
skinny.
toast
Yeah.
and 1 piece of bologna.
Little
Come on
skinny.
now.
Yeah, because he greedy.
So help a brother out,
Help a
man.
brother out.
We in need right now.
And we need you to have your strength because we need you to be able to help with this campaign. So
Yes.
God.
Because Will will put me in the back of his truck. What kind of truck you got, Will?
Dodge Ram.
Shame on you. I ain't gonna hold that against you.
So thank you guys. DJ Rock. Shh. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys go out to vote.
Yes.
If you're in the 7th district, Tori Rose. That's all. You don't need to know nobody else. Tori Rose. She the first one on there. Just you see the T. Oh yeah, that lady from Nicole. Yeah. And that's
Well, no, if you see the R, it's last name first.
Oh, sorry. If you see the R,
yeah.
and then you see Tori, you see Rose, and then Tori. That's
Yeah.
who you want to pick. Do your thing.
Wonderful.
All right,
Thank you,
I'm
guys.
out of here, guys. Thank you for staying with me. We're a little bit over time, but that's all right. I'm thankful for this day. Make sure everybody go out to vote. All right, we out of here. Peace. Yale said you want white bread.
Yale Madison. Yeah,
Beverly. All right, guys. I will definitely make sure that I put all her information on my Facebook page, as I always tell y'all. And please, if you are in the 7th District, please go vote. Please, please, please. All right, I'm out. Peace.